Mr. Mack, you're charged with driving suspended second offense. That's a common offense also. Let's take a look at your file. All right, says your license is suspended. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I've tried to get it, but they say I owe court fines and all that for.
Well, they used to suspend you for unpaid fines. That was part of Mr. Melgoza's problem. Thank you. This gentleman, Mr. Melgoza, got a DWLS and no insurance.
Okay.
And he said there was a mistake regarding his driver's license, and we reran a brand new driving record, which is attached, and he's not suspended. At least he isn't as of today. So he may have some issue with his insurance. He had to pay $750 to get his car out of hock.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So if you could see if you could help us with that. Thank you, Melissa.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
All right, Mr. Mack, you got in an accident in Kalamazoo in October of 23. Your license was suspended in Pawpaw, Van Buren County in 2021. Your license was suspended in Kalamazoo in 2021. Your license was suspended in Kalamazoo in 2021. Then you had an unlawful use of a license in 2021 in Kalamazoo.
Unlawful use of a license?
Well, that's a lesser charge of driving suspended.
Oh, all right.
Another drug, boy, yeah, bad year in 2021. Holy smokes. You got like 5 DWLSs in Kalamazoo in the same year.
Yeah, I lived in Schoolcraft. Actually, that was why.
6. And then you didn't pay some of the tickets. Holy smokes.
A lot of jail time from those, a little bit.
All right. Well, you live out in the country. You have a hard time getting back and forth to work. Golly, here's another one. You've been suspended for many, many years. Back to 2013, you have a bunch of unpaid tickets. They used to suspend you for unpaid. Gosh, must have 10, 12, 15 driving suspendeds.
Yeah, I take care of my dad lives with me, and I got a girl and 2 kids, so I have to go to work every day.
Well, I certainly respect that, but your driving record is not good. My advice is you plead not guilty, and I get a lawyer to help you with this. Is that agreeable with you?
Yeah.
5. I'm going to ask the $1 million question. How'd you get here today?
Oh, my girlfriend's outside.
What's she in?
White SUV.
What?
White SUV.
Okay, what kind? Let's make sure Mr. Mack didn't drive in here. I'm not sure he's getting the message.
Yeah, so I definitely did drive myself.
Yeah, okay.
I bet you already knew that. Supposed to be at work right now.
Plead not guilty. Never mind. Thank you, Keith. Appoint an attorney. And set attorney pretrial for May 31st. You can't drive a car.
Yeah.
Your license has been suspended for 20 years. You drive back and forth to work every day. You drive here to the courthouse. You got hundreds of dollars of unpaid tickets. and you just keep driving a car because you need to work. And I respect that, but you just don't care.
When I start work about the same time the kids get on the school bus and everything, so we've tried.
Well, this is a problem of your own making.
Yeah,
I didn't even go all the way back on your driving record, but it's 15 years in the making. And there is more than a dozen previous driving suspended charges. When I was young, driving suspended second carried a 5-day mandatory jail sentence. If we did that today, the jail would be busting at the seams, but people just don't care, and you really don't care. What happened to your car, that 2005 Mercury? Did they tow it?
Impounded.
What?
Yeah, I got towed.
Did you get it out of impound?
Yeah, it cost like $800.
Yeah, that's a huge drag.
It's totally legal and everything though.
Well, you're not driving it. Well, I'll let you drive it away from here. If you'd like to get arrested between here and Three Rivers, you have to call somebody to come get you.
I got somebody that-
Mr. Stickley saved you from going to jail for a day for lying to me. You did lie to me. Plus you drove here, but I didn't see it. But I'm not going to let you drive away unless you want to go to jail on the way home and get your car impounded all over again.
No.
You need to wrap your head around the fact that you can't drive a car, and you also can't fix it. They no longer suspend you for unpaid tickets, which I don't agree with, frankly, but they also suspended you way back when for a drug charge. They don't do that anymore either. But you are a classic case of a guy who got on the driving suspended merry-go-round and couldn't get off of it back in 2010. Gosh, you already suspended in 2010. 2006.
Lost a lot of cars. Yeah.
2001. And that is also in the bad old days of driver responsibility fees, which is the worst piece of legislation ever passed in the history of the Michigan legislature.
And that's what got me started.
Governor Jennifer Granholm was the governor at the time. So you got sideways several different ways: unpaid tickets, unpaid driver responsibility fees, and a drug charge. And then you kept driving. Wow. I've seen a worse one than this, but not very often. There may very well be jail in your future. You can't just keep driving a car and driving to court and think there won't be a consequence. And they give you fines and you don't pay the fines. So all the more reason why you need a lawyer. Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah.
Well, you got to call somebody that has a license to come get you in your car. And I don't know what to tell you. You move from Portage. The other problem is the Secretary of State thinks you live on Portage Road. That you have to change your address. Do you have a Michigan ID card?
Yeah.
You have to change your address with SOS.
Oh yeah, I did pay for a new ID. They got switched in the address.
Do you have it in your pocket?
No, it never came. I paid for one after I moved in and it should have came, but it got messed up in the address change.
They also don't forward your mail. I had a nice lady who was a visitor from North Carolina, who was a postmaster in a town in North Carolina. It used to be easy to change your address with the post office. You just go in and fill out a change of address.
I did that.
Well, I could go in and change your address.
Yeah.
And drop something off and change your address to Nairobi, Kenya. And now it takes 2 steps and ID. So it's hard to change your address with SOS. It's hard to change your address with the post office. What shift do you work?
First.
So you're missing work right now? Well, you're also gonna have to miss it on the 31st in the morning, but I apologize. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a piece of paper with your attorney's name and number on it. I want you to call this and discuss it with them.
All right.
Then maybe somebody from work can come over here and pick you up and get you to work.
Yeah, I'll have my dad picked up.
But if you'd like to do the summer at the jail mowing lawns as a trustee,
No,
my advice is you drive again. And then we got a spot for you. But this is gonna be hard to undo this. And it didn't happen overnight and it's not good. You didn't make it any better by driving here, but I'm not gonna incarcerate you because you came clean.
I appreciate that.
All right, you go with the court officer and call somebody to come get you in your car.
What unfolded in this Michigan courtroom was more than just another driving suspended charge. It was a window into a life caught in a legal spiral that stretched back over 2 decades. Mr. Mack stood before the judge facing a second offense driving while license suspended charge. But as the judge pulled up his record, the full weight of the situation came into focus. Suspensions going back to 2001. Multiple offenses in Kalamazoo in a single year. Unlawful use of a license. Unpaid tickets. Impounded cars. Driver responsibility fees that spiraled out of control during one of the darkest chapters in Michigan legislative history. The judge wasn't just reading a driving record, he was tracing a decades-long cycle that Mr. Mack never found a way out of. And then came the moment that defined the hearing. The judge asked the million-dollar question, "How did you get here today?" Mr. Mack initially pointed to his girlfriend outside in a white SUV. But the truth surfaced quickly. He had driven himself to court to face a driving suspended charge. In a suspended vehicle. That admission could have landed him in jail on the spot. But the judge, acknowledging the honesty, chose mercy over punishment. What this case illustrates is the cruel arithmetic of poverty and legal debt. A man with a family, a job, and real responsibilities, but no legal way to get there. The judge set a pre-trial for May 31st, appointed an attorney, and made one thing crystal clear. The next time Mr. Mack gets behind that wheel, a jail cell is waiting. Accountability doesn't always come in one dramatic moment. Sometimes it builds quietly, ticket by ticket, suspension by suspension, until the system finally says enough. If you found this case as eye-opening as we did, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns. Because justice never gets old.